Forgot to turn on one more light. All right. Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. My name is Maureen, and we're going to get started here at a very late hour here on for crafting. And this episode is going to be streamed right into Craft Round the Clock. So I hope you guys could join me on Craft Round the Clock on Facebook, or you could join me also live on YouTube live as well. So I'll let you guys give it a second, and let's see if you could go ahead and come in. And when you're coming in, we'll appreciate if you could just leave me a message so that I could know that you're here. Hi, Cheryl. Sorry, I am getting to your messages, but I did see that I put a little heart on there. But yeah, I've been got home late and have still working on my invoices. But anyways, happy Monday to you. I do have to say, you guys, I'm starting to feel like I finally went over the hill with the sickness. It's taken 10 days now. But my voice is coming back. Finally got into on some antibiotics. I finally got some antibiotics and my voice is starting to come back. So so I'm really happy for that. All right, so today is going to be a very late, late night, well, not the late night crafter, but I'm the last crafter. I'm not sure if I'm just a late night crafter, but I'm going to be, it's pretty late for me as it is. It's about 10:45, I mean 11, wait, 10:45, yeah, 10:45 right now. Here, and I'm on the east side, which is here in Tampa, Florida. So I hope you guys can join me today. My name is Maureen with His Grocery Science. This episode is being streamed live right into Craft Round the Clock, and you could also watch me live on YouTube. This episode will remain live on YouTube for eternity's past until YouTube decides to put it away. But on Facebook, it only will last for 30 days. I want to welcome those of you that are joining us today. I see Miss B. How are you, my friend? Happy Monday to you, Miss Cheryl and Tracy, friend. And I see Cindy's with Creative Cindy's Creations, and many of you that are coming in. I see Miss Skelly, and thank you for those of you that are joining here on YouTube as well. Welcome, welcome. If this is your first time seeing me, I'm a crafter, I'm a DIYer. I love to do things that are just budget friendly with a very, how can I say, with a very, kind of like an elegant neutral look. So if that's kind of your thing, and it's very budget friendly, friends, so stick around and you'll be able to see what we got in store for you today. All right, so let me go ahead and show you as it is. By the way, we're completely live, so all of your comments, all of your messages, all of your answers, all of your questions will be answered live, being that we're live. So let's say hello to Miss Angie Stevens and Carol from Carol's Tea Studios 5 and DIY. Thank you so much for being here, Miss Carol. Miss Patty Mayer, how are you? And if you leave me a message here on YouTube, you could go ahead and send me. Oh, thank you for those that are starting to come in. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's go ahead and leave the check for a little later, and we'll get started. So I'm going to show you here what I have. I'm going to turn it around, and let me show you what I have here. On my tray, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I have. I'm going to be having today, we're going to be making a framed paper roll Christmas tree. A framed let me try that again. A framed roll paper Christmas tree. Thank you for those hearts, you guys. So I have a little frame here, which is from the Dollar Tree, believe it or not. It's beautiful. It has a nice ornate framed right over here. And it does have a mirror, which we're going to be taking care of that in just a minute. We're also going to, I have some scrapbook paper, which is a vintage music sheet. Now, this is from Amazon. If you guys have those beautiful vintage music sheets on hand, by all means. Not only that, but you could also print them online from any website that you may have music sheet, especially if they are like music from the holidays, from Christmas. Hold on a second. I want to make sure that I got myself here just because, you guys, sometimes I just have a hard time seeing the small comments on there. All right, so what a pretty tray. It's actually a frame, and it's actually a frame. You see that in the back? See, it has a little hook. It has a little D hook right on there. So we're gonna be taking care of that. I also have this beautiful, look at this ornate. I mean, this is like a texture, and this is all paper. It's by Recollections, and you sold. I want to say I bought it in Joann's, but I think it's Recollections is also sold through Michael's. So just want to let you know, I have some beads. So this is just plain, you know, children's play beads. I have a little, hold on a second. Let me see. I have. Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to rescue it. Because I want it. I need it. Oh, here it is. Okay, I have. Not had. Half. Look at this cutie. See that? So half. Thank you for those. Thank you so much for those that are here on YouTube joining us. If you're watching me for the first time on YouTube, and I would love to make sure that you guys press on the subscribe button. It really doesn't cost you a thing. And also here on Facebook, make sure you're following. It doesn't cost you a thing, you guys. And a thumbs up, but you know, it helps this channel, this page so much. I have a little dowel, and I have some paint and some wax. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so for the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to put this out of the way to not get it all painted and messed up. Go ahead and put that. Hola, Sonia. Sonia was just finishing up her, it's not crochet. Forgot what it is called. I was watching you here. I was getting myself ready. While getting all the stuff ready. It's very, very soothing. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get this out. Thank you for sprinkling, friend. Thank you so much. It's really sweet. I'm going to get this mirror out. Hopefully, if it wants to come out. Yeah, guys, friends, sickness. It has taken me about day 10 right now to get rid of this sickness. It's been lingering to the point that I just started taking antibiotics now, because it was like by day, let me see, about a full 8 days, and still like nothing was getting rid of it. So it's like a whole upper respiratory infection. All right, I'm having a really hard time getting this one out. Don't know why. So let me get it out in pieces. Oh, I know why. It is because there is, and I didn't realize that. I apologize. I should have caught that earlier. But it is because it has a little, a little screw there. And I have a little screwdriver, which we're going to take care of that right away. And that's what's keeping it in place, which I don't want to lose it, because it'll be a good way to finish this. Punch needle kit. Thank you. I've never tried it. I saw you putting that a string through that needle. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to be using this mirror, but I'm going to put it to the side. So the first thing that we're going to do to this is screw in the back. Yes, I saw it. It's really neat. I really loved it. It just seems like something very, very soothing. All right, let's see. I can't really read this stuff on YouTube. I'm sorry. I'm really trying. You play beads. Children's play beads. Yes, it is. It is children play beads. Here it is. Is that what you're talking about? Yes, it is. Hello. Oh, thank you. Prayers. Yes, thank you so much for the prayers. Really need it, because it's annoying. I have stopped. There is no drainage. There is no stuff, but my voice is still coming back, and I'm still kind of running out of air whenever I'm still talking for a while. Which that was the reason why I was not going live for a while, guys, because I felt like I was, believe it or not, I was wheezing. I was wheezing for days. And because of that, I just couldn't go live, because there is no way that I could have talked and not and not lose, you know, to run out of breath. So let's see. Hi, is it Lisa? Lessa? How are you? Thank you all the way from Oregon. Thank you so much for being here and welcome. All right, so I am picking, I picked parchment. I'm going to give this, and we're going to go ahead and, the plan, I'm going to go ahead and paint this. That's why I have this flying paper towel. We're going to go ahead and paint it with parchment. And then we're going to do something that's called a wet distress technique, which is with a baby wipe. So I'm going to go ahead and start first. I want to go ahead and try, most of all, to start getting in here, in those inside little crevices. I don't want them to be black. I really want it more to be white, simply because I want to give this more of a light neutral, rather more than a dramatic glam, you know, this kind of like a vintage glam. Don't want to give it a vintage glam. Want it more to be more like a neutral color. Pull those pins in so that I won't paint them. Okay, so we are going to paint the inside rim, the outside rim. And because this is, believe it or not, this is not glass, this is not ceramic, it's plastic from the Dollar Tree. So it costs just either, probably not $1.50, not $1.25, because you know everything in Dollar Tree has been changing and going up. So I can't really remember. I probably bought it when it still was $1.25, but it definitely was not $1. That much I could tell you. Oh, thank you, B. Yeah, it's just very hard. If you guys can see the tiniest little letters on YouTube, they are very, very small. And because I have to have the phone kind of away, so that way I'm able to, for you guys to see the entire project. It's very hard to see. So I am not, what can I say? I am not dissing you here on YouTube. I am not trying to, your backdrop above your shelves, very pretty. Thank you. Those are paper flowers that I used to make paper flowers, a paper flower artist for many years. And I used to sell on Etsy. I was one of those Etsy sellers for paper flowers, and I used to do backgrounds for events. And I used to rent them and also sell them. So until Color Paper Flowers took up a back seat because hello balloons, remember when balloons came about? And everything was balloons, balloons, balloons. Now I'm starting to see the paper flowers are starting to come back. So who knows? Maybe we'll get back to them. So I started making them really small after that. After the large paper flower fever went away. But yeah, the only bad thing about the paper flowers that I have to say is the shipping. Shipping was horrendously expensive for paper flowers. So I will really, it will hurt me to see people having to pay sometimes even more for the shipping than it was for the item itself. So it kind of felt like I was, you know, being a thief, like I was robbing them, and not at all. Many times I would just, you know, like pay shipping part of the shipping myself, because I just felt really bad how much it was. I know, not a good way to make business, but it was but that was the whole thing. That was just shipping with large paper flowers when you're sending a 20 by 20 kind of box. Is it was really insane. All right, I'm gonna leave this. Not gonna put any more paint on it yet. I'm going to go ahead and get my paper towels ready. My baby wipes ready. But I'm also going to dry it up. It's going to be needing just a little bit of extra paint on it, but it just gives it such a different look. Kathleen, my friends, thank you so much for being here. So happy to be back, you guys. And thank you so much for those that have joined on, I was on Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I was on with my live sale here on Craft on the Clock's Market Day, and to be able to be honest with you, it was not something that I got really truly ready for as I would have loved. That's just the reason why I decided to go on a Saturday, because I was not going to be working. I wanted to just get everything ready, but I was still so extremely low energy that I'm just like, you know, we're just gonna go ahead and have whatever is on there done. And time just goes so fast. Time just goes so quickly. You can, I mean, you never know how 30 minutes go fast until you start doing your stuff. So I'm going to be, my plan, by the way, for those that are just wanting to, in case you missed anything, I'm planning on having a silent auction. It's going to be a silent auction, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell you and write down the description. Take a picture, write down the description of the items. Sorry, there's my earbud. Write down the description of the item, and then be able to let you auction. I'm just going to start the bidding at whatever amount that the minimum amount that I want for it. I'm looking for my earbud before I lose it, because I tend to lose many things. So I will start the bidding at whatever amount that, you know, the minimum amount of the amount that I may want for the item, and then just let you guys just go for it and see where it takes us. Because heavens know that my husband, very, very, very gently and lovingly encourages me to get rid of my stuff. So sorry. So sorry. But he does. He does. Just because, you know, the garage can only take so much stuff. You guys, the garage can only, we have a 3-car garage. And it's full. And we cannot park cars inside the garage because there's no space for cars. Oh. And that is every weekend. That is nice and cool here in Florida, which are not many. Here in Florida, you guys, I live in Tampa, Florida. Here, you know, the few weekends that are nice and cool, you know, we always talk about, you know, we should be working on that garage. Goodness. Especially me, right? I should be working on the garage. I should be emptying out. I should be, you know, checking out what I don't want. And then, you know, a gazillion 13 things come up. And that work in the garage doesn't happen. It only happens when I'm off. And, you know, there's only twice a year that I'm off on vacation. Hi, Martha. How are you, friend? Thank you for being here so late. Yeah, can't believe you guys are still here. We have like a little crowd on each side. So thank you so much. Yeah, so listen, when you're working in the garage and it's like 90 something degrees, there's barely any volunteers that may want to help. Starting with me. You know, not too many. So anyways, so my husband's like, you know, I gotta start selling this. I'm like, okay, I will. So anyways, we'll make a husband happy. And if you want to help me in that, by making my husband very happy, and buy some of the stuff, I think that would be greatly appreciated. But as of right now, I'm just finishing up the invoicing for the sales that were on Saturday. And you guys, I need to buy myself a scale, a shipping scale. I have a cooking scale. I don't have a shipping scale. All right, I think we got it. I think I think we got a good coverage on this. Let me just turn it one more time. And the reason why we're doing this, you guys, again, we just want to give it more of a neutral look, but not necessarily a glam vintage glam look. No, I'm not going for that. Not today. I love vintage glam, but not for this one. At least that was not my purpose. I'm gonna go ahead and move this back on here. All right, I'm gonna leave this on this side. We are going to do some distressing in a minute, but for now, we're going to just let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. All right, so I think we're good. So how's your week? How's your week has been starting? How's your week been starting, friends? Can you believe we're already in the middle of October? You guys, there's Christmas everywhere. I went to Michael's today. Oh, see, I drop everything. Ugh. I went to Michael's today, you guys. I'm gonna open this up, put it on this. Actually, I'm gonna open this side so you can start drying up. I'm going to be drying it up right here. Have a fan next to me, so that could be drying as we work. I went to Michael's today, you guys, here in Tampa. Can you believe this, Michael? Hi, Lori, my friend. How are you? Love it neutral, isn't it? Doesn't it change, Carol? You know, we all have these frames, and it's a different, completely different look once it's neutral. I wish I could see anything else. You subscribe. Yay! Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and work on the mirror part here. Now, the mirror, you have some options. You could paint it, of course. However, painting a mirror is very tricky. You went to Michael's. Let me tell you about Michael's in a second. Painting a mirror could be very tricky, you guys, because painting the mirror will start peeling eventually. And because I am going to be putting stuff on it, I don't want to paint it because it starts coming off with that. One of the things, if you need to paint the mirror, make sure that you seal the mirror first. What are you talking about? I'm talking about putting something as simple as this, putting something as simple as a Mod Podge, which is mixed water and liquid glue mixture, putting it on and letting it dry first, that mixture first, and then painting it. You could also do a clear seal over the mirror and then painting it. That's one of the things. Another thing that I probably, before you paint it, you kind of have to do 2 coats of paint. But because it just painted mirrors tend to peel. Another things that you could do is to do this effect, you could also go ahead and try to do a Mercury style mirror, a Mercury effect on the mirror, in which you're going to do a spray paint of silver painting, silver spray paint, and as it's still wet, you're going to take a little water, a spray bottle, and just drizzle some vinegar, white distilled vinegar, and let that give you more of a Mercury mirror effect. So just kind of some options there, just for you to think about. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to trace. I love tracing this on the back, and not good luck on there. Let's see if this one works. Okay, just want to make sure. Guess I need to go through my pens here. Let's see if the third one is a go. Yeah, okay. So I went to Michael's today, Michael's craft store here in Tampa. Guys, would you believe that these people still did not have Christmas fully out? Most of the Christmas some of the Christmas items, most of them. I will say a good, probably about 60 to 65% of it was all still in boxes. Everything. Their aisles when it comes to the Christmas, where the Christmas is supposed to be, was just empty. Just empty. It looked like they had just removed fall things, and they were just like, I was like, you all are behind the game. You're losing a lot of money here. Because, you know, Michael's is supposed to be a store for crafters and also for, you know, decorators, but it's a crafting store. And you will think you use the Mod Podge first, also in the mirror. Yes, that is the best. To me, it's the best way, Cindy. But, you know, Michael's is supposed to be a store for crafters. And you all can go ahead and tag Michael's if you want to hear, put hashtag Michael and let them see if they actually want to come here and listen to this. But, you know, Michael's is supposed to be a store for crafting, for crafters to get the resources. And when you are going over there to go and start getting resources for, you know, supplies for your Christmas crafts, and they're still out in boxes, it's like, you know, you're wasting money because I'm leaving. I'm not buying anything. Look at this beautiful paper. All right, to this, I'm going to take my wax, you guys. My white wax, which is almost done. And this is by Dixie Belle. And this is called Dang Wax. What is it? Best Dang Wax. I'm going to go ahead and take my white. And this is an old chippy brush. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to try to tone it down. As I said, I don't want to go for very glam here. Glam is not what we're going for. So you see how it's going to tone it down. And so, yeah, so, you know, I'm not, as I said, I'm not trying to bring them down. I'm not trying to talk bad about them because we already lost, you know, Joanne. So we don't have a lot of, you know, crafting stores. But, you know, it just seems like right now, it's like, are we just left with Hobby Lobby? You know, seriously, because it's like, how could you, it's the middle of October. And how could you not have Christmas already out when Christmas should have been out at, you know, beginning of September? So, if that, I mean, should have been out a while ago. Okay, so gave it a nice toning down. You can still see a little bit of the shine. You can still see a little bit of the, what do you call that? You could definitely see the design, but you know, you could see the shine coming through. Okay. I should have just grabbed, give me 1 second. You all gonna see my PJ pants now. Because that's what I got. That's what I got for you. Then I go ahead and take just a little bit of the black. Same thing. Just a little bit of the black. I'm going to remove some here. Because I want it to be very, very light. And that's just going to bring the design a little bit further out. All right, here we go. See that? Look how nice it looks. So that's like, it gives it like a little bit of, not fully white, not fully gray, but look at that. And you could see this side even better. All right, so now I'm going to continue working on this. I'm gonna put it right directly on my mirror. Now, what I'm going to do is that I'm gonna go ahead and put the mirror, and let me make sure that it fits. I'm gonna go ahead and put the mirror on the back side, just like this, simply because it is easier for me to glue this back side, the paper onto the back side, than it is on the shiny or reflective side of the mirror. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use You could use your tacky glue for this. You could use your wood glue for this. So whichever one decides to come out faster. Yeah, you know who also I believe, I don't know about you, but what do you think? You know, sometimes I believe IOD, what is it? Is it Iron Transfer Designs? But anyways, I do believe that IOD actually puts out their designs also, you know, fairly late. Because a lot of these designers are already, you know, creators are already waiting for this, you know, a little bit sooner. And, you know, and they do release their items, to me, seems to be a little bit on the later side. I don't know. I'm not a designer for them. I do buy some things here and there. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe I'm just a little bit more rushed. Which I don't know why, because I'm Hispanic, and you know, we get there late everywhere. All right, so I went ahead and spread it out. This is going to be, I used a tacky glue, which is going to adhere really, really well. Just making sure that, especially on those edges, on my ends, that it is completely saturated with that. But I want it to be nicely saturated, but not drippy. You know, definitely not dripping. Now I'm going to come back and get my paper and align it to the edges. Make sure that it fits. You could press it down. I'm gonna go ahead and get my brayer, which is a little roller here. And we're just gonna go ahead and making sure that we take away all of the air bubbles in the middle, between, making sure we get all those air bubbles out. And that way we're making sure that it is adhering correctly. On every side. Okay. So now my mirror is there. It's nice and hard. See? All right. So now we're going to go ahead and make paper rolling part. And this is what we're going to do. So again, I know that Backrooms Creations, Janet, who helped me out, she was selling hi Darla, she's selling a lot of music sheets, vintage music sheets, and she said that she did not sell all of them, that she still had a lot of them, and I think they were like $3, $2. She even had one for $1. So you could check her out if you want some vintage sheets here on Facebook. I want to say that her business name is Backrooms Creations. Help me out, guys, and just write her name. So just want to make sure that you get that we give for her business, even in case you're looking for vintage music sheets, actual music sheets. She had some nicely Christmas ones, so she even had one from Bill Cosby that she was selling. So you could just check her out. So you think redesigns later than IOD? Wow, they are pretty late then. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this one. Again, you could go ahead and print them out if you want. But this one is just a safe one that I sold. I bought it at the what do you call that, at Amazon, right? We don't need to give Jeff Bezos any more business, but you know, it is something that is very convenient. I'm gonna look for something that is a little different. So here it is. Here's a different coloring, I think. And one of these days, I'm gonna become a what do you call that? One of those influencers. I will try. All right. So what I'm going to do, you guys, so we're going to go ahead and start doing this on strips. So I want to go check and see how long I'm going to cut. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and see if this will help me. This is not straight. Trying to see what would help me to create rolls. Oh, there it is. This one's nice and straight. All right, So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just measure, and it seems like about 1.5 inches will do. Let's go for 2 inches just in case. I'm going to just cut the strips. Now, do not cut it this way. Don't cut it long ways. Cut it straight out because we want to be able to see the music. All right. Make sure that you are cutting it along the same side or along the lines of the music. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get my darker one here, so that way we have some nice contrast. Now, I'm not sure how many strips we'll need. That all is going to depend on the length of your frame. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do these 2 strips, and if I need it, I'll cut the other one. So we're going to create some type of triangle with my music sheet. So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to go ahead and create our Christmas tree for this frame. I'm gonna go ahead and roll this one more time because I see some little air bubbles are starting to come up. Thank you for those that are joining me new on YouTube. If this is your first time watching or being with me, I'm a crafter, I'm a DIYer that love to create things that are very budget friendly and that are easy to make, and always with a little bit of a glam look. So, well, that's what we're going for. All right, if you love that, hope you go ahead and give this a chance. Give it a subscribe. So please help me out. I'm trying to get to 500. I'm to what? 500 subscribers. Can then we do that by the end of before the end of this calendar year? Do you think we could do that? I don't know. It's a good goal. What do you think? Can you help me out with that? Truly appreciate it. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to take my little pen. I'm just putting it in here. And it's just to guide me, you guys. So I'm going to just use it there to guide me. I'm going to go ahead and take some hot glue. And I'm just rolling it. But that didn't quite go well. Guess the pen is not helping me. It's actually making it harder. So I'm just gonna roll it the old-fashioned way. Let me move this out of the way so we don't want any hot glue to glue on that. There we go. There we go. I think we got it. You know, can I tell you, I'm a paper crafter, but can I tell you, I had the worst time making cone trees. Listen, you have no idea how bad I was at making cone trees. I was really awful until I finally got the hang of it and figure it out. I'm like, oh, now I make them in my sleep, but you know, it took me a while. It took me a while to get through making paper cones. All right, so this is what we want, just little rolls. Notice that the back, we're gonna be using that. Not gonna be letting that be seen. So I'm gonna go ahead and see how many we will need to make. Some of these are going to go also on the top, so just wanna let you know. All right, so what I'm going to do here, just to make myself this a little easier, I'm gonna go ahead and get the paper to do its own rolling. See? Bone folder. Let's let the paper help me out. See how it curves on its own? See that? And that's going to be helping us out quite a lot. There we go. I felt like I was fighting with the paper. There we go. Much better. That's 2. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these. Let's do half of them and half of them. And this is just a bone folder. You could do the same thing with a ruler. What the aim of the game here is you're trying to break up the fibers. Start breaking up the fibers of the paper so the paper won't be so stiff. It's a lot more, a lot easier to manipulate, a lot easier to just bend and fold and do all the things once you start breaking up the fibers of the paper. This paper here is a little thicker on the thicker side, so that's why it's even giving me a little bit of a hard time, but that is what we're doing. So now it just becomes a lot easier. Thank you for sprinkling, my sweet Jackie. Friends, Just Jackie Crafting is in the house. Let's give her some hellos. And be sure you're following her friend. All right. I'm starting to notice that some of it, I just want to make sure that I see some of the musical notes that I do want to see. Yes. Oh, no worries, Jackie. Actually, it's not your fault that you haven't seen me for so long. It's my fault. I got pretty sick and I have not been crafting. It took me like definitely a full week. I think it's almost pretty much 10 days it's taken me. And I had lost my voice. I was wheezing for so long and had really bad cough. There was no way I was going to be live and be able to speak and, and all of that without, hacking. So that's the reason why you guys have not seen me. I tried to put out content as much as I could. And I actually have a couple of YouTube videos that are completely edited. And music, everything, notes. I just can't do the voiceover. So I even thought, I'm like, well, maybe I could just do it out. Just, subtitles. Because they're completely edited. So... yeah, because that's what I was doing. I'm like, well, let me just create some content. Thank you for those that have stayed here on YouTube. You guys are awesome today. Usually kind of get like 2 or 3 and come and go, but you guys have to remain. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Don't forget, please, to just subscribe before you go. Just help me to get closer to my little goal here. But thank you so much. All right, so now I just have a couple of more to go. I'm going to, literally a couple. Let's go ahead and do the bone folder again. Remember, you could do this with also the edge of a ruler. Just help to break up the fibers on the paper. So it helps with rolling. Yes. I can't say that I had pneumonia because you need a what do you call that? You need a doctor to tell you have pneumonia to say you have pneumonia. But honestly, that's how it felt. I have had pneumonia before, and that's really how it felt. I do have antibiotics. I do bring antibiotics from Colombia. And from my country. So that's what I was taking. I was taking some also prednisone as well for all of these days, you guys, because once you start wheezing, I mean, and I told my husband, I'm like, come and hear me. It's like, you could hear. I'm like, I feel like I was sleeping with somebody else, you guys. Honestly, I was sleeping on the couch because I was getting up so much. I couldn't sleep very well. I was getting up. And I just didn't want to wake up my husband all the time. The man has to go to work as well. So, so I'm like, it's okay. I'll sleep on the couch. Because, the wheezing was just a lot. It's just, so I would have to get up because I would lose my breath. And kind of walk and go back and forth to the bathroom because I'm drinking a lot of liquids to try to get me. So anyways, yeah, it was not fun. It has not been fun. All right, I'm going to let's get working on the Christmas tree. I have this also little dowel that I want to put on there. I'm not sure this is going to just need to make sure how far up I need to put it up. So, and I also don't want to put it so plainly. I'm still thinking about it, so let me leave it in there. So I'm going to start here. And I'm going to start by cutting. See, what happens, guys, is that the first time that I got COVID, which was about 4 years ago, I got bronchitis from COVID, and it took me almost a full month to recover from the bronchitis. Ever since, whenever I am to get sick with an upper respiratory infection, then what happens is that it becomes very hard to shake it off. It becomes very hard because it just gets to my lungs right away. All right, so what I'm trying to do, and just so that you guys can see, I'm starting to do a little triangle there. Just want to bring it forward. See how we're trying to do it like a little triangle so that you guys, this one is slightly, the second one is slightly shorter on the other side. So it's going to just create that triangle look. I'm also alternating, by the way. I'm going to be alternating the colors. And I'm giving just small gap in between the bars, or between the rolls, the paper rolls. So you see that on there? The whole idea is also to make sure that we keep it straight, because nobody wants to see a crooked one, a crooked tree. And I think the last one was a little bit slanted, but it's hopefully won't be able to. It doesn't continue going crooked. It did not continue going crooked, so I just want to make sure that we keep that in mind. Just want to make sure that we give just a slightly gap between. See that? Looks good. And we're going to continue going up. So do kind of want those that have musical notes. There we go. So this is just what they call in Spanish al ojo. You know, just gonna just eyeballing what we're doing. In Spanish, it's called al ojo. Just keep looking it up, you guys, so I just want to see if it's not crooked. That's really what I'm doing the most here. But tomorrow is Tuesday, you guys. Can't believe it's the middle of October. You know, today is the 13th. Yesterday, the 12th. Many years ago, my grandfather was gone from this world. And that was, I'm going to tell you, because my daughter's age. I was pregnant with my daughter when my grandfather passed. And my daughter right now is 19. So 19 years ago, almost 20. My grandfather passed away on October 12th. Yeah. Many memories of him. My grandfather, believe it or not, he was a strong black man. Yes. Yes. You know, that's what happens when you're Hispanic. You have white, native Indians and blood in, and also black. My grandfather, he says, his father was ninth generation from coming from the slaves from Africa. So he was a 10th generation. And yeah, so if you see him, he's a very strong black man. And yeah, have lots of memories. I used to call him Appa. And I passed that down to my children. You know, he was the reason, believe it or not, he's the reason why, don't judge me, but he's the reason why I love horror movies. I do. I know, don't judge me. But my granddad, Appa, he used to rent, is a T right? Wow, Cheryl, your grandfather died also October 12th. Look at that. We have that in common, friend. Yeah. But honestly, you guys, it's the reason why he used to go ahead and get the delivery, yes, in a motorcycle, the delivery of basically a Blockbuster on wheels, Blockbuster store on wheels. He used to come to the house. Look how pretty that is, you guys. He used to come to the house, and my grandfather would come and ask some of the, you know, to get whatever movies. And he used to love scary movies. So he used to put us right on there in the front watching scary movies with him. I tell you. So, all right, time for the beats, you guys. Time for the beats. I'm going to go ahead and open that. I'm going to put that on the side. And I have, you know, since little, you know, he would come, and you guys, he would scare us. We would sit on the floor, because only, I mean, I'm talking about, you know, in Colombia, which is South American culture, you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and use some gold, you guys, and buff it on here. You know why? Because I'm trying to take away some of this, you know, super kind of glossy look for this. So I'm going to go ahead and put some on there. And we're going to rub it on and just buff it just like that, just to try to take off some of the kind of like, you know, childish look of the chain. Okay, so yeah, he used to put us on the floor. Okay, this is South America. He used to put us on the floor because only the big man got to sit on the chairs. The children were not allowed. We will always be on the floor. So anyways, so then he would scare us when something would be happening, and you know, and so I watched Freddy, you know, I watched, you know, all of those 80s movies, scary movies. Yeah, watch them with him out in the living room. And, you know, the whole thing is that he didn't want us to be sissy. He didn't want us to be, you know, kind of like, you know, scary cats kind of thing. So he wanted for us to be brave. Imagine that. I was probably like about 8 years old. Or maybe, you know, definitely not more than 10. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get this and start cutting. So yeah, so I tell my children, I tell my kids, you know, I'm like, the reason why I don't get I don't get scared. Scary movies at all. Which I do have to say now as a Christian, you know, I do limit, definitely limit what I see. Definitely. I'm going to take some black eyes also, which is the Ebony here. I'm going to take some black and also kind of create a little bit of the brassy look. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get the gold and the black and create a little bit of that brassy look. Yeah, so now as a Christian, obviously, you know, I limit what I see. You know, my grandmother, then it was my grandfather would put us to watch scary movies. My grandmother would take us to church. You know, oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see, you know. So, you know. Let's see, we have both influences. They're right there. But it was just funny. It was funny. I'm a daughter of a single mom, so who had to work in third world country to earn a living. So I spent a lot of times with my grandmother's. So it was all of my cousins. I know this is what we used to do with my grandfather. It was so fun. What do you guys think? Look at that, you guys. And we've been here for an hour. Can you believe this? You all? I'm so sorry. Or maybe not. Sorry that I have you here a little bit later than it's supposed to be. But there we go. We got a little bit of that vintage look, you guys. My grandfather was a trucker. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. That's really sweet. Yeah, my grandfather was a trucker. He used to transport beer. I promise, I come from a Christian family. But yeah. All right, so here it is. Look how pretty that is, you guys. Isn't it beautiful? All right, let's go ahead and finish this up. Still got the one on the top. Which is, this is just from a bracelet, you guys. So that's why I have to take off the links on either side. Put that on top right there. And because it is paper, it's going to adhere nicely. See that pretty? And now we're going to think about what to put on the bottom. And for that, this is my other option here. I thought of bringing that I brought for you. I have a key. See how there's a key right there? Now, I thought of putting perhaps just the key as part of the stem, or I'm sorry, not the stem, the trunk. So this is a key from the Dollar Tree, and it's really ornate. So let's go ahead, and before we do this, let's bring out the frame, which is completely dried now. And let's do some of the white bee. Hope it's still wet. Sorry, it's been out and about, so it's kind of dried. All right, here we go. So now I'm going to start rubbing off, especially here. And by rubbing it off, you guys, we're going to start. Look how pretty this is. I hope you guys can see this. Look, I'm going to show you the before. See that? All completely done. I'm going to take this out of the way because this is getting annoying. I'm going to go ahead and take it and remove the paint. Only on those oh goodness, hold on a second. Maybe I need to use that paper now. only on those peaks. And it's going to nicely reveal the underneath the background color, which was a really nice gold as it is. See how pretty that is? See? You're giving that little bit of a vintage look without having to stress too much. Okay, do this side. Thank you for those beautiful words. Those are the greatest memories to treasure. Yes. You know, this is back, this is what we're talking about back then, you guys. Back then when there was not a lot of rules, Now it's like everything is through a psychologist. But that's how it was. It's like the the wild west. The wild west of childhood. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just go ahead and dip only on the black just slightly, and just to kind of give it a little bit more here and there, especially in those edges, so it won't look too new, like it's just been recently painted as it was. And that's just giving it the nice little details. All right, I think we are done. Let's get ready to assemble, and we are completely done, friends. Put it in there. Let's put the cover back. There we go. Let's get those clips out. And I still remember that we still have the D-ring. Okay. And what do you think? Isn't it lovely? I am loving it. Put it on a little easel, putting on a little frame stand, and look at that, a little bit of glam, just not too much, just enough. See that? And of course I did forget to add the little bottom, didn't I? There we go. I'm gonna add a little bit of gold to this, just to, let me rub a little tiny bit onto, just to kind of make it look seamlessly match what I have going on here. There we go. You just need to see how much of this I need to add. And it looks like I need to cut just a little bit more. What do you guys think? Do you think we need it? I think so, right? It gives it like a little stand. All right, I'm gonna go for it. Ah, stuck to my finger. Okay. There you go. And that's all for now, folks. Oh, I think it's beautiful. Just enough ornate. Very, very soft, very gentle. I think it's gorgeous. Look at that. Some paper, some children's beads, and a little bit of frame. And there you got it. Thank you so much for those that have stuck around. I really appreciate and allowing me to come and tell my silly stories. And thank you for your prayers, you guys. Thank you for sticking around. I know it's pretty late, but I so appreciate you. By the way, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one also on auction. I'm gonna start putting it out Friday night. So I just want to make sure that I get time to do everything. Friday night, and it's gonna go on silent auction all the way until midday Sunday. I will put all the details about it. But anyways, just want to make sure that you guys have an option to get your hands on it as well. Have a beautiful night. I will be working all day Tuesdays. Tuesdays is my late day to work. I work both jobs on Tuesday, so I will not see you. But I will be posting some things. So try to put a picture of this. May God bless you. May God keep you. Make his face shine upon you. May God grant you his peace. I really appreciate if you could just give it a follow button. If you give this post a like. And subscribe, please, to those that are on YouTube. I need to use wax something around the sides of the frame, too. I will do that, Kelly. Thank you for the heads up. Thank you for the advice. Oh, great. I'm glad you like that base. All right. Have a beautiful night, you guys. I love you. Have a blessed one. And may God be your delight and your salvation. All right. Have a good night. Adios.